The video begins with the RIPTA logo centered in frame. Underneath it are two lines of text that read, "How to use the Transit app," and "Updated February 2026." RIPTA logo shrinks and moves into the top left corner of the frame. The app icon for the Transit app pops into frame in the center, then slides right. Text fades in, reading, "Download Transit today," with the badges for the Apple App Store and Google Play Store underneath. These elements transition out with a blurry crossfade to text in the center that reads, "Use Transit to see arrival times for fixed route buses." Transition to text on the left side of the screen next to an Android smartphone on the right side of the screen. The smartphone screen displays the device's user interface, currently on the home screen. The Transit app icon is visible in the top left corner. All touch inputs appear as small circles on the phone's screen that fade out momentarily. The Transit app icon is tapped and the app opens. The initial screen of Transit app shows a map of Providence in the top half, with a small blue circle showing the current location of the user and an arrow pointing out from the circle in the direction the user is facing. In the top left corner, a circular user profile image with a gear icon is visible. In the bottom half of the screen, a green search bar labeled "Where to" is on top of three rectangular sections, each showing a RIPTA route, its direction, the nearest bus stop, and the time the next bus will arrive. From top to bottom, we see Route 20 in red, Route 22 in blue, and the R line in green. The text reads, "To begin, enter your destination here." The phone zooms in and highlights the green search bar. The search bar is tapped. The search bar moves to the top of the screen as the label changes to "Line or Destination." Other selections are visible, labeled "Choose on Map," "Set Home," and "Set Work." The user types Kennedy Plaza into the search bar field, then a new selection appears underneath labeled Kennedy Plaza, Stop B, which is also labeled with its corresponding routes. The user taps on this selection. The green search bar changes into two fields for origin and destination. The origin reads, "Current location," and the destination reads, "Kennedy Plaza, Stop B." Under this, three white buttons are visible. The first one is a timing preference option, currently reading, "Leave now." The second refreshes the trips with the most recent trip info. The third opens a menu for additional search preferences. Under this, three bars representing the three closest routes and their total travel times are visible. The top bar shows Route 20, middle one shows Route 22, and last bar shows the R line. We can see that Route 20 has the shortest travel time at 20 minutes, and it also has text reading "Go in 15 minutes, visible with a radio waves icon. Text on the left reads, "Choose your timing preference." The white button labeled "Leave Now" is highlighted and tapped. Phone moves down as a menu appears at the bottom half of the screen. In this menu, several options are displayed. Two at the top are labeled "Leave At" and "Arrive By." The center shows the time and day selected. The bottom is a green button labeled "Find Trips." The user taps on "Leave At" and leaves the time and date untouched, currently reading 10:08 a.m. and today. User taps out of this menu. Text on the left reads, "Review all your options and choose a route." User taps on the Route 20 bar. A new screen opens up showing Route 20 drawn on the map of Providence, with bus stops labeled with white circles along the line. At the end of the line, a red pin at the Kennedy Plaza destination can be seen. The bottom half of the screen shows a red Go button on top of trip details. Leave at 10:23 a.m., arrive at 10:42 a.m., the 20 minutes total travel time, 2 minutes walk to bus stop time, and several arrival times of upcoming buses are all visible within the trip details. Text on the left reads, "Tap Go when you're ready to travel." The red Go button is highlighted and tapped. The map takes up more screen space as it switches over to a view of the live trip in progress. The user's position is labeled with a green pin, and a walking path drawn with a dashed line leads away from it to the nearest bus stop. At the top is a red button with smiling face and bar chart icons. Under this, a white button showing the next bus's arrival time as 10:42 with a radio waves icon. To the right of this are three smaller white circular buttons. Top one has a red X, middle one has a bell icon, and bottom one has a map path icon. Text on the left reads, "Follow the directions to get to your destination." User swipes the bottom of the screen up, revealing more trip details. Text reads, "Go in 15 minutes" with a radio waves icon. Under the bus arrival times, a detailed breakdown of the trip is displayed, showing all the stops it will make before it reaches the destination. Blurred crossfade transition to a screen now showing the user riding a bus, visible by a blue bus icon combined with the user's profile icon. It's traveling along the Route 20 line. Text on the left reads, "Your current trip helps other users plan their trips accurately." Phone zooms into and highlights the top red button with a smiling face, now showing the number 3 next to it. User taps this button. Phone zooms out, revealing a small card that pops up from the bottom. Text on the left reads, "The more you use Go, the more riders you'll be helping." Within the card, text reading, "You've helped 3 riders on this Go trip" can be seen. Below this, a red bar showing a baby icon on the left end, a trophy icon on the right end, and a bubble pointing up from the bar containing the user's profile icon, and 130-second text can be seen. This bubble is positioned at about 20% of the bar's length. Below this, text reading, "You've helped 46 riders on the 20 this month" can be seen. Blurred crossfade transition to a different phone screen, showing a map of Providence with a Route 20 bus icon traveling along the line. The phone fades away except for a circular area around the bus icon, which grows in size and moves to the right side of the video. We can see that the red Route 20 bus icon has radio waves and a time in its top right corner, which is ticking up. Text at the top of the video reads, "This icon is a real-time trip on the road." The radio waves are highlighted on the bus icon. An animated white text box pops into view and points to the waves. The text reads, "Real-time active." Text disappears, and the bus icon moves to the left side of the video. Top text now reads, "Its location updates every few minutes." The time is now highlighted on the bus icon. Another white text box pops into view and points to the time. The text reads, "Time since last update." Blurred crossfade transition to a gray bus icon at the center of the frame. Top text now reads, "If you see a gray bus icon or time." Under the bus icon, another line of text reads, "The app is not displaying real-time information." Blurred crossfade transition to a gray time with a radio waves icon crossed out. This is on the left side of the frame. To the right of this, text reads, "When a trip is canceled, the departure time will show a real-time symbol, waves, and a gray line through the trip." Blurred crossfade transition to a different phone screen, showing a map of Providence with a gray Route 20 bus icon traveling along the line. Text on the left reads, "This banner will notify you if you are offline." Phone zooms to the top and focuses on a yellow banner labeled with a caution icon, and the text, "Offline. No real-time data." Phone zooms out. Blurred crossfade transition to text on the left reading, "Trips marked as scheduled are not being updated in real time." To the right of the text, 2 versions of the bus trip arrival time element is shown. The first one has a radio waves icon, and text on the top of this denotes it as the real-time version. The second one does not have the radio waves icon and has a large label on the bottom reading "Scheduled." Text above denotes this as the version that is not real-time. Blurred crossfade transition to the initial screen of the transit app. Text on the left reads, "To receive service alerts for your route, first tap the gear in the top left corner." Phone zooms into and highlights the circular user profile with gear icon in the top left corner. User taps on this. Phone zooms out. Text on the left reads, "Scroll down to transit lines and select your route." A green menu fills the screen. At the top is the user's icon, a green apple, username, Chatty Apple, the amount of users helped, 764, and date joined, since July 12, 2023. Below this is an option to join Transit Royale. User scrolls down, revealing more rectangular-shaped options under the Getting Around menu, before finding the Transit Lines option in the Favorites menu, which is highlighted. User taps on the Transit Lines option. Phone zooms into the bottom, where a small white menu appears labeled Favorite Lines with the subtitle, "This Month." Route 20 is highlighted and user taps on it. Text on the left reads, "Tap the Service Alerts option on the bottom." Under a selection labeled Unpin this line, another selection is labeled Service Alerts Off. With a subtitle reading, tap to receive notifications for official RIPTA reports about this line. This element is highlighted and user taps on it. Text on the left reads, "Specify when you'd like to receive alerts." A white menu appears from the bottom with a bell icon and the text "Service Alerts." Under this, text reads, "Receive notifications for official RIPTA reports." Below this, two red buttons labeled "Commute Hours Only" and "At All Times" are visible, followed by an option to cancel. User taps on the "At All Times" button. Phone zooms out as the Service Alerts element on the bottom is updated with new text reading, "Receiving notifications at all times." Blurred fade-out transition as the RIPTA logo in the top left corner grows in size and moves to the bottom center of the frame. Text above it reads, "For more information, contact customer service at 401-784-9500, extension 2012, or customer service at ripta.com." Nothing more appears after this section, and the video ends.